Good day, students. Today we want to solve problem on resolution of vectors involving chord. The first thing to do is to analyze the question so that you know how to tackle it. Now let's see how the question look like. A nail on a vertical wall. Let's assume this is our vertical wall. Okay. Is pulled by means of a cord. Is pulled by means of a cord attached to its edge. Let's say the nail, this is the nail attached to the vertical wall, pulled by means of a cord attached to its edge. If the cord makes an angle of 60 degrees to the horizontal, this is the horizontal, and it makes angle of 60 degrees with this horizontal. Let's assume, making assumption, angle of 60 degrees to the horizontal, and it exerts a force of 80 Newton on the nail. Force of 80 Newton on this nail. Find the effective force which tends to pull the nail out to the wall. When you are pulling the nail out of the wall, to make it easier in pulling out, it will be horizontal. Since you are dealing with force, let's call the horizontal on is Fx. You have to look for this question mark, and the force we tend to bend the nail. If you are bending the nail, you try to pull it down. It makes the nail to bend. This nail will bend when you are trying to pull it down. That means that we are dealing with, to pull it down, you have to look for the vertical component, which is Fy. Okay, now this angle 90 degrees. When you are solving resolution of vector, take note of this. You apply Socatua, and also you can apply Pythagoras theorem in solving a right angle triangle. But when you are solving a problem that involves non-right angle triangle and you want to apply triangle of forces, what you need to do is to make use of cosine rule and sine rule in getting your resultants or the direction. Please take note, because people make mistakes in to know when to apply the formula. When you are dealing with right angle triangle, you make use of Pythagoras theorem or Socatua that involves sine, cosine, and tangents. A triangle that they are not at right angle, you make use of sine rule and cosine rule to get your resultant and the direction. Please take note. Don't make use of right angle Pythagoras theorem for triangle that are not right angle triangle. Please take note. Now in this case, you have the opposite, you have the adjacent. This line is opposite to the angle, while this is the adjacent, this is hypotenuse. You make use of, we have to look for the effective force, the first question, the effective force which tends to pull the nail out of the wall. Let's use Fx because it's easy to pull it out horizontally. That's Fx. That's how to know the directions we are going to follow. This, we are going to resolve this vector horizontally and vertically. Okay, now we have represented it with Fx. Now let's use Socatua. You want to know which one to use in solving this problem to get effective force to pull out the nail. Okay, question mark. Now, since we are dealing with adjacent and we have the hypotenuse, we have the angle, and we are looking for the adjacent for the first question. We are going to use, to get this adjacent, use car. I'm not sure. We are dealing with effective force to pull out the nail. We are making use of car, which is to deal with adjacent and hypotenuse. cos theta equals adjacent over hypotenuse. What's our adjacent? We use fx. Our hypotenuse we use f. Okay. Now what's theta? 60 degree. Cos 60 degree equals fx. What's our hypotenuse? 80. Over 1 you cross multiply. Fx equals 80 times cos 60 degree. 80 times what's cos 60 degree? That's half. 12 40, which is 40 Newton. That's the value for the effective force to pull out the nail. Now to get the force to bend the nail, we use opposite and hypotenuse, which is dealing with opposite and hypotenuse and make use of sine. Yes. Now you now say sine theta equals opposite over hypotenuse. What's our opposite? To bend the nail, because when you are bending the nail, you pull it down, which is in vertical direction. Opposite, which is fy, over hypotenuse, which is fy. Now have sine theta, sine 60 degree equals fy over 80, which is hypotenuse. We cross multiply likewise. Fy times 1, that's fy, equals 80 times sine 60 degree. You have 80 times sine 60 is 0.8660. When you multiply that, you have 9.28 Newton. Okay, that's the effective force to bend the nail. This is the end of our class. Please subscribe to my channel so that I can have access to the latest video. Have a wonderful day.